Good morning class. Today's topic is energetics of alpha decay. So the topic is energetics of alpha decay. Okay class. So firstly we will see what is alpha particle and what is the meaning of decay, and then we see what is the energetics. Okay, so firstly I am writing here the properties of alpha particle. So here is the alpha particle. Alpha particle is represented by this sign, and it is equivalent to helium nucleus. Okay, so if we write it, helium, inside the helium nucleus we have two proton and two neutron, and it is represented by He. 2 is the atomic number, and the mass number is 4. So this is helium nuclei. So you can see the proton is a positively charged particle and neutron, it is neutral. Okay, so helium nuclei is having two protons. Okay class, so the charge on one proton is equal to E, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. So the two protons will carry plus 2E amount of charge. Okay class, so alpha particle is a positively charged particle. So I will write here, this is a positively charged particle. Okay, so now come to this point, alpha particle. Firstly we see this is emitted by a nucleus. I am making here a diagram to understand alpha decay, and then we will see what are the causes of alpha decay. Then we see what is the amount of energy which is associated with alpha particle, and that is energetics. Okay, so here we have a nuclei. I am writing here P. This is parent nuclei. Okay, and let the mass of this nucleus is A. Okay, and here the mass is high. Okay, so this nucleus is heavy nuclei. Okay class, so heavy nuclei are emit radioactive radiations. Okay class, so alpha particle is one of the radiation. So the origin of alpha particle is nucleus. So alpha decay is a nuclear phenomena. Okay, so this one is a nuclear phenomena. Now come to alpha decay. So alpha decay, this is a disintegration. Decay means disintegration, and alpha decay, this phenomena is shown by heavy nuclei. Okay class, and what happens here, this is a nuclear phenomenon. So class, we can call alpha decay alpha disintegration, and second one, this is a spontaneous process. Spontaneous mean to say this is naturally occurring phenomenon. Okay, and in more that you can say that this do not depend upon physical parameter. I want to say if you change the temperature and pressure, that will not impact the alpha decay process. So I can write this is independent. This is independent of physical conditions. Okay, independent of temperature and pressure, you can see. So this is the basic introduction of alpha particle and alpha decay. Now come to this thing. Alpha decay is shown by heavy nuclei. So what will happen here? Heavy nuclei are unstable. Okay, and why they are unstable? Because in heavy nuclei the number of proton is very large, and proton is a positively charged particle, and inside the nucleus strong nuclear forces are there. Okay, and positive charge, same kind of charges repel each other. So two kind of energy are available inside the nucleus. One is due to strong nuclear forces, okay, which are assumed to be of attractive type of forces, and due to this type of repulsion, okay, because of large number of positively charged particles. So a kind of instability rises in the nucleus, which leads to decay of the alpha particle, and we will see it in detail now. So alpha decay, this is a nuclear phenomena, a spontaneous phenomena, independent of temperature and pressure, and we have seen the alpha particle is equivalent to helium nuclei. Now come to this symbolic reaction. Here we have a heavy nucleus and it disintegrates because its energy is very high. Okay, let its number is Z, atomic number is Z. So after this integration, what will happen? A new nuclei is formed, and this is daughter nucleus. Okay, and alpha particle is also liberated here, whose number is 2 and the mass is 4. Now come to here. What will be the mass of this daughter nuclei? It must be A minus 4. And you see this is positive, and Z for this daughter nuclei will be Z minus 2. So this is the parameter for the daughter nuclei, and here the mass number is 4, you can see, and the charge, the number, atomic number to this helium nuclei is 2. It is positively charged, and this is nucleus. Okay, daughter nucleus. So you can see here what will be the charge on this nucleus. The charge on this nucleus will be Z minus 2 is the number of proton, and the charge available is E. Z minus 2 times of E. So this is a positively charged particle. And see here the charge on the helium nuclei, this is plus 2E. So after this disintegration, a kind of repulsion will occur here. Okay, so when initially before decay, this daughter nuclei and this particle are present inside the nucleus of this parent nucleus. Okay, class. So a kind of repulsion was there. Okay, that make this nucleus unstable, which leads to decay of the alpha particle or disintegration of the parent nuclei. Now, some amount of energy is liberated here. Okay, class. And this energy is shared by this daughter nuclei and alpha particle. Okay, class. So I can assume that in alpha, the cause of alpha decay is this amount of energy, this amount of extra energy. And when this energy is emitted, this nuclei gain stability. Okay, release of extra energy leads to decrease in the energy, and decrease in energy leads to increase in stability. So this is the cause. So alpha decay leads to higher stable nuclei. Okay class, you can assume that here suppose we have a nucleus, this is the parent nucleus, and the particles, suppose 2, I am representing protons by a dot and neutron by a hole, a small circle, and inside this nucleus when 2 proton and 2 neutron combine, then what will happen? A particle is formed, and formation of this particle leads to release in energy. And what is happening, all this thing, this is happening inside the nucleus. So when this particle is formed, a kind of energy is released. Okay, so here let the amount of energy released is Q alpha. Okay, so this Q alpha is the energy of formation of alpha particle inside the nucleus. So now what will happen? This extra energy due to formation of alpha particle inside the nucleus increases instability inside the nucleus, and finally what happens? We obtain a daughter nuclei, and this alpha particle get liberated here. Okay, you can see, if we assume that the positive charge inside the nucleus is uniformly distributed, and due to the formation of alpha particle, the uniform distribution of the positive charge inside the nucleus get distorted, and a kind of repulsion increases here, and due to that repulsion leads to dissociation of rest of the positive charge and the alpha particle. Okay, and this energy which is liberated in the formation of the alpha particle inside the nucleus, that is shared by 2 particles. Okay, one is the daughter nuclei and another is the alpha particle. So here we have 2 protons, these are 2 protons, and these 2 neutrons are there, and this is the daughter nuclei, and this is parent nuclei, and the rest of the part I can assume to be the daughter nuclei. So class, this is the thing what happens in case of a alpha particle. Okay class, sir कितना टाइम हो गया? Okay class, now we will take the idea of this extra energy. Okay, and here the amount of energy liberated, that is Q alpha. Okay, now let the mass of the parent nuclei, that is MP. Okay, so mass of the parent nuclei, that is MP. If you find the mass defect, then it will be equal to the mass energy associated with the parent nuclei, that is MP, mass of the parent nuclei, into C square. Okay, now come to here, the mass of the daughter nuclei, I am writing it MD, and if you multiply it by C square, then this is the mass energy associated with the daughter nuclei. Now come to this particle which is alpha particle, and I am writing the mass of alpha particle is M alpha. Okay class, and if you multiply it by C square, then this is the mass energy of the alpha particle. Okay, so to find this amount of energy, I can write that Q alpha, this is equal to the mass energy associated with the parent nucleus minus the mass energy associated with the daughter nucleus and minus the mass energy associated with the alpha particle. So this is the very basic equation, and if you write it, if you rearrange it, then you can write mass of the parent nuclei minus mass of the daughter nuclei, and then plus mass of the alpha particle bracket close into c square. Okay class, so this is very basic equation for the energy liberated due to formation of the alpha particle, which leads to instability of the parent nucleus. Now where this energy goes, this energy is consumed by the daughter nuclei and the alpha particle in terms of kinetic energy. Okay class, if I assume that this energy, the parent nucleus is at rest and these particles to conserve the linear momentum will move in opposite direction. Okay, then they will gain some momentum in opposite direction and corresponding kinetic energy, sum of the corresponding kinetic energy must be equal to this q alpha. Okay class, so to find what extent of this energy is shared by alpha particle and daughter nuclei, we will make use of two conservation law, that is conservation law of energy and conservation law of momentum. Okay, stop sir. Okay class, so we will make use of conservation law of energy here. You see, conservation law of energy, which again leads to this equation, and the equation is, I will write here. Firstly, I am assuming that this nucleus is at rest. The nucleus is at rest. So what will be its kinetic energy? Let I represent the kinetic energy by T. So the kinetic energy of this parent nuclei is 0. Now tell me what will be the momentum. The momentum of the parent nuclei, it will be 0. Okay, and come to this point. This is the mass energy associated with the daughter nuclei. Okay, and this kinetic energy, this release in energy, we can write it in terms of kinetic energy of daughter nuclei and parent nuclei. So I can write it in terms of the kinetic energy of the parent nuclei plus its mass energy, that is mp into c square. Okay class, and then this is equal to, okay, so we have written both kind of energy for the parent nuclei. Now come to the daughter nuclei. The kinetic energy of the daughter nuclei, it is Td, and plus the mass energy of daughter nuclei, that is mdc square. Okay, and then plus for alpha particle, the kinetic energy of alpha particle, it is T alpha. Okay, and then plus mass of the alpha particle is m alpha into c square. Okay class, so if you rearrange this equation, then you will find that first we come to this point, T alpha. For the sake of simplicity, we are assuming that the nucleus is at rest, so its kinetic energy is 0. So this is 0, and we have mp c square here, and this is md c square m alpha c square. Take this factor and this factor on the right hand side, then you will see that you can write it mp minus md minus m alpha, and if you put them in bracket, then you can write it like this into c square. This is equal to, you are left with here, then Td and plus T alpha. Okay, so you see here, this will be plus. Okay, if you compare this equation and the above equation, then you see that this is Q alpha. This factor is Q Q alpha. So here you can write it Q alpha. So if I write it Q alpha, this is Q alpha. So this is the sum of kinetic energy of the daughter nucleus and that of alpha particle. So from here we concluded that the energy liberated in the alpha decay, that is shared by daughter nucleus and alpha particle as its kinetic energy. Okay, so now in energetics of alpha decay we will see what extent of this liberated energy is shared by alpha particle and daughter nucleus. Okay class. Okay class. Now we have seen the conservation law of energy and this is the result. So the result here is Q alpha, this is equal to T alpha plus TB. Now come to another conservation law. Conservation law of linear momentum. So class, here what is happening, this is the daughter nuclei, parent nuclei, it is in rest, its velocity is 0, so momentum of the parent nucleus, this is 0, and after decay what happens, this is daughter nucleus and we have alpha particle, I am writing it like this, and these particles move opposite to each other. Why? Because here the momentum is 0 and this momentum, definitely we know that they are having some momentum, because from the previous equation you have seen that the energy liberated is shared by daughter nucleus and alpha particle, so they have some kinetic energy, so their velocity must be in opposite direction, so that the center of mass of the parent nuclei, it remains at rest or the momentum remains 0. Okay, so here the velocity of daughter nuclei, it will, if it is in this direction, then the velocity of alpha particle must be in that direction. Okay class, so here we are to use conservation law of linear momentum. Okay, so if the linear momentum is conserved, the momentum before decay and after decay, it must be same. So momentum before decay or momentum of the parent nuclei, this must be equal to the momentum of the daughter nuclei plus the momentum of the alpha particle, and from here you will see momentum of the parent nuclei is 0, so 0, this is equal to momentum of the daughter nuclei and plus momentum of alpha particle. Okay, from here you will see the momentum of daughter nuclei, this is equal to minus of this. So this thing is also confirmed that the momentum for the linear momentum to remain conserved, the momentum of daughter nuclei and alpha particle has to be in opposite direction. So this is the thing. But one more thing we can conclude from here is that the magnitude of momentum of the daughter nuclei, this is equal to magnitude of momentum of the alpha particle. So this is the conclusion from conservation law of linear momentum. This was the conclusion from conservation law of energy. Now I am writing the conclusion from the conservation law of momentum, and this is the conclusion. Okay class, so this is the thing. Now what we can do, now we are to see what extent of this amount of energy is shared by the daughter nuclei and the daughter nucleus and the alpha particle. So for that, what we will do, we will do very simple calculations using this relation. If you write the relation for kinetic energy and momentum, then this is equal to T, this is equal to P square by 2m. Okay class, and you will make use of this relation. The relation is the magnitude of momentum of the daughter nucleus. This is equal to the magnitude of momentum of the alpha particle. If you write their kinetic energy, then you see here this is P square, this is equal to 2mt. Okay class, and come here, if you take square, okay, square of this quantity, then it will be P d square will be P square of alpha, P alpha. And here put the value, this is for the daughter nuclei, so it will be twice of mass of the daughter nuclei into the kinetic energy of daughter nuclei, and this will be equal to twice of mass of alpha particle and kinetic energy of alpha particle. So from here you will see that the ratio of the kinetic energy of daughter nuclei and that of alpha particle, this is equal to mass of alpha particle by mass of daughter nuclei. So this is the third conclusion. Okay, so using this we can find the amount of energy shared from that relation. Okay, so now, okay class, you know the mass of alpha particle, that is 4. Okay, so if you find its mass, it will be, I am writing here, the mass of alpha particle, this is 4u. And what is u? AMU, atomic mass unit. And mass of the daughter nuclei, this will be, I will write it in terms of mass number of parent nuclei, it is A. So what will be the mass of this nucleus? It will be A times of U, atomic mass unit. Okay, and 4 has come out of this A. So the mass of this will be A minus 4 times of atomic mass unit. So I can write it A minus 4 times of atomic mass unit. So if we put here, if we put this here, then you will see the kinetic energy T d by T alpha, this will be equal to mass of alpha particle, this is 4 times of U divided by md, it is A minus 4 times of U. U will cancel here. Okay, and let I rub it, and this is the conclusion. Okay, now come to this thing. First equation, Q alpha. So here you can write Q alpha, this is equal to TD plus T alpha. Okay, T alpha, and if I put the value of TD from this equation, then it will be 4A minus 4 times of T alpha. Rearrange this equation and find TD, put here, and then you have T alpha. So class, if you rearrange this, then it will be A by A minus 4. Okay, you take LCM, you take T alpha common, 1 will be here, and if you solve it, then 1 will be left in the numerator and A minus 4 will be in denominator, and this much times of T alpha. Okay class, and again this is equal to Q alpha. So the energy from here you will see T alpha, the energy shared, kinetic energy shared by alpha particle. This is equal to, this is denominator, take cross multiplication and you will get a minus 4 divided by a times of q alpha. So this is the amount, this is the fraction of q alpha which is shared by alpha particle. Okay, and what is q alpha? It is the energy liberated due to formation of alpha particle, okay, which leads to decay of the parent nucleus. So this is what we call energetics of the alpha particle. You can find the energy shared by the daughter nuclei from this equation, and it will be Td. This will be equal to A divided by A minus, let me solve it. It will be, if you put here the value of T alpha, then it will be Q alpha. This is equal to, now put the value of T alpha, okay, that is T alpha, okay, so T carbon, okay class. So this is Q alpha and this is Td, and T alpha you have calculated from here. If you put it, then you can get the value. One more way is you can find T alpha from here also. Okay, so if I put the value of T alpha from here, then it will be plus A minus 4 divided by 4 into Td. Now you can solve it and you will see that T alpha, this is equal to 4 divided by 4. Then, so class, this will be very simple calculation. You can rearrange it, and from here you will see that this is 4 by A times of Q alpha. So you can see that Td, this is equal to 4 by A times of Q alpha. And if you compare these two relations, then you will see most of the kinetic energy is shared by the light particle, which is alpha particle. Okay class. Thanks for watching lecture. This was the energetics of alpha particle. In the coming lectures, we will discuss the paradox of alpha decay. Okay class, thank you.